Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Like the title says, I found a prop for free. Backstory of it is, good buddy of mine just bought a house. Previous owner had this lawn art out there. I'll roll a picture in. And he was going to use it to power a air pump, or an aerator pump for his lake. It was a free spinning kind of thing on some bearings, and basically they wanted it out of there. It looks in pretty good shape from what your guys' vantage point is. From tip to tip, you're looking at about 7 feet down. I'll get you guys a closer look and see why that's probably not an accurate reading for the dimensions of this prop. Okay, with you guys off the tripod, let's take a closer look here. This by all means is no dome or spinner assembly for the prop. Looking a little bit closer into it, you can see we've got a nice bead of weld going right along here for these mounts. Now, these mounts look true to the prop. We got our 12-pointed bolts, and you can see that we actually have our indexing locks. There's a couple of them right here. This was what really clued me in whenever he sent me a picture that it's actually an actual prop. If we look a little bit closer though, we come down here and we start seeing that these actual clamp assemblies are welded to whatever structure this is down here. Underneath here, this is just this was a solid steel shaft that ran down to 2 bearings, and the thing spun pretty freely. But as you can see, everything from about this location inward is not the correct assembly. You can see that the boots are still present, but they are degraded. They're chipped away. The tips, you can see, were several colors at one point. There's this gray flat paint, and then over here on this blade you can even see that we had some moss, or I believe it's Blythe, from the trees growing on it. But you can also see the paintbrush strokes. Now, it did have some damage. I did drive this a good amount of distance. Some of these blades did have damage before. You can see on this tip there's a little bit of deformation. The other two look like they're somewhat intact, but the course of action that I'll probably have here is to cut this apart, grind these welds down, make that look a little bit more presentable. If I can, separate those clamps, pull the blades out so I can work on those individually, and then cut it free of those. Well, it'll all have to be cut free of that central support structure as well. Find a part number or serial number on here that maybe I can reference, and then be able to take that information, get a spinner assembly for it, line it up, and then kind of cobble something together on the inside. Then let's get out of the heat and I'll show you what my plans are for mounting this thing and presenting it up. Alright, like I talked about outside, one of the stipulations to me keeping this is that I make it look nice. What I plan on doing is I want to strip the prop down with some paint cleaner, get all the crud that's on there, see what the condition is of the aluminum. Once I figure that out, I can work a process of either polishing it, or I can paint it all flat black and kind of make it look like a DC3, kind of like on the channel icon there, right? So the prop is going to sit either like this, or this way here is going to be a little bit easier to do and hide the superstructure. That's the overall theme, is I kind of want this floating out there. Now it's not going to be moving or anything like that. The way it's going to be mounted is, if this is ground level, I want ground level to be just about where that prop is, the end of that prop blade is. And once I do that, red's going to be the actual support here. I'll build a mount that goes in the back here, mounts it right in the back of the spinner assembly, and then a single pipe that comes down and hides neatly behind the prop, that prop blade. The other thing I'll have to do is, down here I'll have to have some sort of anchoring. I figure I'll go down about 1 foot put, I don't know, maybe a flywheel from like a truck transmission or something like that, and then bury that on a nice steel pipe on there. Yeah, it's gonna go right in the garden area. That's the plan for it. We'll see how it progresses. I'm gonna have to procure all the stuff to clean it up. These blades are probably gonna have to come off like we talked about. A 3-bladed spinner assembly, something like that. And yeah, all this stuff to dress it up. So let's see how this project progresses. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Check back for any updates on it. Thanks for watching.